Welcome, everybody, to Wall Street Reporter's next Super Stock live stream, March 24th. Coming to you from a new location. So hopefully the internet will be working here because we got some very exciting companies. We got really these companies are today's presenters, today's CEOs. They're really positioned in the hottest spaces in the market today. Speaking of which, NFTs, everybody's been hearing about NFTs, the non-fungible tokens, and that is what we will be talking about today with David Lukacs, CEO of Liquid Avatar. David, welcome back to the program.
Thanks, Jack. Great to be here. Very excited.
David, your timing is perfect. You know, one of the things, which I kind of, one of the reasons why, we've kind of, we brought, originally was Cabin, now it's Liquid Avatar, the name change, onto kind of our platform is, essentially, you're really kind of known as a visionary in the tech area. I mean, you were early on with e-commerce, almost back in the 90s when nobody knew what e-commerce was, especially in Canada. And then you're doing digital identity, blockchain over the last couple of years, really early going. And what's interesting, actually, right now everybody's talking about NFTs. This is like the hottest buzzword, but you've been involved with NFTs for quite a while now, and this has been part of Liquid Avatar, formerly known as Cabin.
Right. No, Jack, Liquid Avatar started.
So in other words, this is not a Johnny come lately. You're not just jumping on the bandwagon.
No. We've been on this bandwagon for a while. We looked at NFTs and originally Liquid Avatar, the avatar itself started as an NFT. That was the journey that we were going to take. And we made some shifts along the way, but we stayed very close to what was going on in blockchain. And several of the people in our organization were what you would call a professional collector. I'm a comic book and pop culture collector. And
I could see.
Everybody gets to see my goodies. They see some of my goodies, but they don't get to see it all.
No.
But so we've stayed very close to this, and I've done a lot of work in entertainment and sports and in a lot of different realms. So NFTs made perfect sense to us, and we were just working to match our timing to the market's timing. And I think we found it. I think we really found it.
Timing is everything. Sometimes you're too early. So now you're like in it right as the market is become mainstream. You had this guy sell this piece of artwork with this Beeple thing, 67. This has been like the big
69.4 million. Yeah,
it's crazy. But that's just, that represents kind of one of the outliers. There's a lot of stuff like going on. Like there's some crazy numbers, just like things that nobody even pays attention to, which in the high six-figure range. Which okay. So before we get into that, just again for anybody new, just give a quick snapshot of Liquid Avatar, and then specifically today, I really just want to focus on what you're doing kind of in this NFT space. We'll talk about today's announcement, the John Lennon deal and all that. So just a snapshot of, Liquid Avatar then.
So Liquid Avatar empowers users to manage, control, and benefit from their digital identity. So digital identity is effectively carrying a wallet and key ring like you would in the real world, but online being able to prove who you are and the ability to share what you want, when you want, and with whom you want across all sectors, whether it's financial services, government services, health services, education. You are going to need to be able to prove that I am who I say I am. And that is addressable to 100% of the online market, 5.8 billion people plus around the world. So we're set to create a massive utility. That's our goal. And Liquid Avatar below the waterline, if you think of an iceberg, below the waterline is all our technology. Above the waterline is our fun and engaging avatars. So an avatar is like an NFT. So the natural progression for us was to start a division, and we did that with Imagine AR, CSE IP, and we've started a division to create unique avatar-like or digital products in the NFT markets that are cinematically and augmented reality enhanced, so that we're creating not just digital artwork or digital artwork connected to physical product, but we're creating stories, we're creating experiences. So we're taking the opportunities that Gen Zs and millennials want to see and feel and touch in a digital space, and we're creating unique opportunities for them to participate in.
Okay, and one of the things, I mean, again, this your involvement in the NFT space, or actually the fact that it's becoming publicly, known that you're involved in NFTs. I mean, you're doing it for a while, but this has really, brought a lot of attention to the stock. Obviously the stock has been pretty strong lately, especially in a market that's really, it's been crushing a lot of the microcap stocks. Some of the bigger tech stocks. So, you've been holding up, very well, actually trending up. So I think that gives, a lot of support to, that this NFT thing is for real. That today's announcement also is very exciting. What is this thing that you're doing with the John Lennon stuff and NFTs? Explain that.
Well, we've actually had two announcements this week. We started the week off with a really amazing program with the Phaser Universe, which is a graphics art and comic book collection that's been around for over 20 years with our creative director and head of Apex Comics Group, Mariano Niciesa. And so we're doing that, and people can go to Oasis digitalstudios.com, and they can see our cinematics. And then today, we announced with May Pang, John Lennon's photos from John Lennon's Lost Weekend. And that's an 18-month period in John Lennon's life where he wasn't with his wife, Yoko Ono, but was with May Pang. And the photos and the stories are remarkable. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Literally the tip of the iceberg. We're working with McCartney Multimedia, and a very famous last name that most people will recognize. And some other very big players in the sports and entertainment space to create these unique collectibles. But we are going to be offering consumers, collectors, the ability to get these John Lennon Lost Weekend photos with May Pang's story connected to it in her own words. So experiential NFTs that also have an AR component to them, and they'll be dropping in late April. So these are just two of our drops. Okay. But there's so much.
Let's get to the good part. How do you make money with this?
Oh, it's pretty easy. We want to make sure that people can consume what we're doing. So when someone buys an NFT, our business model, we act as an agency. Our business model is we make approximately 30% of the net sale of an NFT. Plain and simple. It's on our website, Oasis Digital Studios. We have a very simple model. Okay. On a net sale, our artists make 70%, we make 30%. So you just have to look at the offerings that we're going to have, do your own due diligence, take your own numbers, and the market gets just a little bit silly.
Okay. So hold on a second. So basically, so now essentially you're going to be selling these collectibles, these essentially digital collectibles.
Through platforms that we agree to with our client, yes.
Okay. Yeah. So this is. I think we should explain this because again, anybody that's new to this, there's actually platforms which are essentially sort of like, I think you might call it like an eBay of selling NFTs. I think some of them are auctions, some of them are direct. But basically, there is a whole marketplace of people selling various NFTs. I mean, you name it. Yeah. Like there's guys doing whatever. So this is what you're going to be doing. You're going to be developing collectibles specifically for for these marketplaces.
That is correct. With our artist client, absolutely. We're going to be working with our artist clients and talent to develop these digital collectibles, which will be on marketplaces and will be sold on marketplaces. But they'll also have an augmented reality component that people can consume through Liquid Avatar, through our Liquid Avatar lens that is coming out in May. Okay. So it's not the experience. Sorry, that is huge differentiator. Yeah. We're not creating experiences that are individual. We're creating individual ownership, but the ability to share globally. It's a unique premise because right now, if I buy a collectible, I can only see it on that platform in which I bought it. Now I can share it on a global basis. I don't give up any rights. I don't give up the image. I don't give up anything, but I can now create augmented reality experiences so I can hang it in the local city hall. I can the local arena, all virtually.
Okay, so in theory, this is John Lennon thing, right? So you're going to create an AR, an NFT, but it's going to be, I'm going to use the word AR powered NFT. So in theory, from what I remember with Alan Paul at Imagineer, essentially on my phone, and I'll be able to kind of take a picture of myself and like, you know, hanging out with John Lennon. I could have my arm around John Lennon or something. Or
well, I don't want to go that far because that's sort of a likeness issue. You'll be able to view the photo on a wall somewhere, or you'll be able to listen to the story, or you'll be able to do things with it that you wouldn't otherwise. With the comic books and other artwork and sports memorabilia and all this type of stuff, there'll be different AR experiences. There'll be cinematics, which are sort of like trailers. We've got a whole gambit of opportunities, and the list of people we're dealing with is just massive. And the opportunities we're seeing based on our backgrounds in sports and entertainment and our partners, it's quite fascinating. We're very excited about this. We're seeing music, we're seeing entertainment, we're seeing sports, we're seeing automotive. I mean, the list goes on, and we're, our dance card is getting full very quickly, and the opportunities are great. But it also, again, is Oasis Digital Studios is part of Liquid Avatar, so it promotes the public company as well.
Okay, so we're gonna jump. We have some questions, some audience questions coming in, which I want to get to because there's some pretty good questions here. So so basically, look, you're interested in the pop culture collectible space. We can kind of see that you don't just talk the talk, you walk the walk.
Exactly.
So you're really like, I mean, you're really kind of, it's like a match made in heaven between you and NFTs. Bringing sort of creating the because you understand the collector mentality.
Absolutely.
Right? Because so like for example, like I know this, whatever it is, like you have this the spider, there's like a Spider-Man thing over there. You probably, I mean, I'm sure you know what the market value of that thing is right now at this very moment.
Yeah, I mean the stuff that
and all these other things they'll have like serious.
Yeah, the things you see behind me are sort of nice collectibles, but I know the market value of any of our comic books any day of the week. I mean, it is again, it's a true collectible market that we understand, and our other partners are collectibles in other space, in art, in other areas. So we've got a very, very wide range of opportunities. But more so, I think what's really important here is that we're bringing people things that they couldn't otherwise afford as a traditional one-of-one real item. And two, we're making them digital so they don't have to put them somewhere and collect dust. They're always available.
You know what's interesting? Here's the interesting thing. This is what you said. Okay, so I think like right now, like there's a new mindset with I'm going to say just there's a new generation, right? Whatever it is. Like, you want to call it millennials. There's the guys following after them. They're interested in experiential stuff. They don't want to have things gathering dust. They don't want like tchotchkes. They don't want that stuff, right? Like they're not going to have a wall like you are right now, right? They want to have things on their phone, or whatever it is they look at, and that makes them happy. And you know what? I don't understand it personally. Like I like things that gather dust, but so I'm just going to go with the market. So right now, speaking of which, by the way, you know the thing with the baseball cards right now, that market is like crazy. The baseball. There's crazy prices with baseball cards right now.
Yeah, Kobe rookie cards just very close, 1.795 million. Yeah,
and I think there's like NFTs with like I think it's
the NBA Top Shots. Topps is bringing something out. There's a lot of digital opportunities coming out.
So what I'd like to kind of with that said, like how big do you see this opportunity being for Liquid Avatar? Like how big, what percentage of your business, how, there's like, we just talked a little bit about how you're going to make money. You're going to be bringing these artists, putting these things together with AR, putting them into these, marketing platforms, the sort of eBays of NFTs, if you will. And if you want to mention some of their names, is like, I think, what is it? There's 5.
We're working with Rare Dot Store already. We've made an announcement, which is a group out of Toronto. We're working with a number of major platforms, and there'll be other announcements coming. But what makes us really different is we're agnostic to the platform. We'll find the best platform for a client. I think, Jack, what you're leaning at is so there's 3 ways we look at our company is what does the market think of our company? What is our earning per share? And what is our enterprise value? We look at those 3 factors when we think about our company. NFTs are very hot. And we think that there will be bubble aspects to NFTs, of course, like there is for anything. But we believe the long-term market for collectibles is here and now. The second thing we believe about NFTs is that it puts crypto in the hands of everyone, right? And everyone who understands an NFT, who owns an NFT, will be in the crypto space. So the digital, the cryptocurrency, the blockchain space is now for everyone. It's one of those applications that makes it easy to get into for $50. You don't have to get into it for $1 million, and you can see growth opportunities. But
and there's resale potential. I mean, let's
absolutely. But what's unique about resale in an NFT is if I sell you a piece of art and you sell it to another person, I as the creator never get anything out of it. In NFTs and the smart contracts, as a creator, every time it changes hands, I get a piece of the action. So it's an amazing opportunity for legacy opportunities for creators to create something that has long-term residual value for themselves. But in terms of our company, we see NFTs as an immediate revenue generator, where digital identity is a utility, and it's built to have a long tail on it, a long curve on it. We see the ability for NFTs to promote Liquid Avatar, bring it to the masses, get our name out there, and create immediate revenue, which our stakeholders and our company wants to do. And given the names that we're bringing to the table, and again, we've only brought 2 this week. There's tons of names we're working with right now. And as we bring out more, it'll become more and more visible to the market how powerful our partners are and the opportunities we have.
But again, so essentially, you're going to be the NFTs you're going to be doing. They're all going to have that AR aspect. So this is all going to be. I'm going to use the word AR powered NFTs.
They're all going to have an experiential component, and we haven't even talked about the food side of the business.
The what?
The food side of the business.
All
right, you got to wait for that. But think about, who are the rock stars of today's television network?
Oh, right. These chefs, the celebrity chefs.
Right. So we're looking at the food industry, which no one else, I mean, now everybody will look at the food industry, but no one else has been looking at the food industry. And we're creating, if you want to talk about experiences, there's nothing better than food. So
I know this as well. Now you don't see this now because of the pandemic, but it used to be when you were in a restaurant, like you have all these kids taking pictures of their food when it arrives. They're not even eating. They don't even care about the food. They just want to take a picture to share it on Instagram.
Oh no, they care about their food. They're very particular, but if it's not good, they're going to tell 100 people. If it's great, they're going to tell 1,000. So we're working with some major chefs. Some of the stuff we'll be bringing out will be.
This is interesting. That's actually something very unique. Okay,
so we're way off the radar on stuff. Again, we're creating music opportunities. We've looked at unpublished music, unreleased music from some of today's hottest stars. We're looking at entertainment. We're looking at iconic elements that fit every generation. We're looking at the comic book and the graphic arts industry, the pop culture industry. So the sports and today's stars, tomorrow's stars, yesterday's stars. So it's really quite amazing. And again, all of this blends back to help Liquid Avatar promote its brand. So for our shareholders, it is, we believe, and again, everybody has to do their own due diligence, but we believe this is a massive blue sky opportunity.
How big? Okay, so I know you're saying blue sky, but let's put a number on blue sky. How big do you think the NFT business can get for Liquid Avatar?
Oh, for Liquid Avatar, I mean that's a tough one. I think the industry will be a $1 trillion industry very quickly. Not a billion.
The NFT in this whole space.
I think it'll be $1 trillion. That's my personal again, because we're already seeing a LeBron James dunk sell for $250,000. So that's one. There's 50 of those images potentially. Come on, the numbers start adding up very quickly. And if you're willing to pay for a dunk, $250,000, will you pay $3,000, $5,000 for a John Lennon photo? Will you pay $100,000 for an exclusive photo? I mean, it'll become evident that we have some of the most exclusive images of from May Pang of her time with John Lennon.
You know what I find interesting about this NFT thing is that, look, the whole cryptocurrency space. Everybody knows
Mhm.
what's going on
Sure.
there, right? Bitcoin is making new highs, etc. The one problem with these cryptocurrencies is that, again, people use it as a store, whatever they're calling it, a store value. Apparently there's a market, right? So it's liquid.
Sure.
So the problem is, at the end of the day, you got nothing. I mean, with gold, you have gold. You can look at it. It might give you a happy feeling holding a gold coin in your hand. There's something about it, right?
Tangibility.
Tangibility, right? The thing is, NFTs essentially it's exactly the same thing as cryptocurrency. I mean, it's not as because there's a bid-ask spread. It's like individual paintings or other collectibles. So there could be but at the end of the day, it is kind of a store of value. There's somebody, obviously, if these things are market, there's auctions, there's buyers for it, and it's essentially it's an alternative to cryptocurrencies
Well, I think more than that, Jack. I really do.
with that tangible aspect.
Right. Well, I think it's an intangible tangible, right?
That's
So
that's
it's very weird, but
episode. Yeah, it's
more so,
an
it's a bragging right. I
yeah.
have this. I can show. I can't show you my cryptocurrency. I can take dollar bills out of my pocket and show those to you. I can't take, oh, here's my crypto. It's just a number. It's a balance. I can't physically or intangibly show you that. But an NFT, I can show my friends my NFTs. I can say, look at what I have. I've got the 69.4 million for the Beeple art. I'm not an art collector, but I would say that's a stretch, and it's a bragging rights issue. So I have it. Jack Dorsey's tweet for 2.9 million. That's a bragging rights issue. But I have it. I can brag about it. I can show it. It becomes tangible to my world. And as people today, our digital world is tangible. That's why Liquid Avatar fits so well into the equation.
It's a little bit like, it's funny. We're talking about this. This is crazy. This is this is NFT things. It's like, do you know that story? I remember this. This was this guy. Who was that guy? What do they call this guy? The farmer, Martin Shkreli. Do you remember the farmer bro? Whatever was the guy. I don't know. Okay. This guy bought, I don't know, David, he basically bought a record. It was a one of one. Are you familiar with, was it Wu-Tang Clan?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know the music, but he bought this record for, I think, like $1 million. It's a one of one, and he can't, he doesn't have any commercial rights to it. So he can't sell it. The only enjoyment he can get is looking at the record and playing.
He's never going to play it. It'll lose its value.
Oh, maybe that's no. He did play it. He did. That's a whole different. But right. It's very similar. It's a very similar thing. It's something that you can. It is a store value because
but the record is tangible. It's not portable.
Right.
The NFT is portable. I can show it to people. I can sit with a crowd and say, "Look at my NFTs. Look at my collection. Let me see your collection." Right. I won't carry my baseball cards in a bag and carry them around with me. But again, what's brilliant about NFTs is, one, they connect digital currency to collectability and experiential opportunities. Two, they are portable. All the NFTs are portable. So I can own 50 pieces of artwork and I don't have to carry them in my backpack. I can show them on my phone or computer or device.
Okay, David, I think, we're going to jump to some audience questions.
Sure.
We got a few minutes left. Let's see if we can go through these. Okay, so we got Rebel Ventures asking, do you feel NFTs are only for the rich and famous? Is there any interest in NFTs from a regular retail investor? I guess he's asking, what's the price point of NFTs? Is it $1? Is it $1 million?
No, absolutely. I think, if you do the analysis of NFTs, most people who are doing well with NFTs are selling them in the $1,000 to $1,500 range. So our goal at Liquid Avatar and Oasis Digital Studios is to create NFTs for the masses. There will be extremely rare, valuable items, which will only be for a very few people. But by and large, we want our brands to share their story, and to share their story, we want to make it affordable to everyone.
Okay. Okay. Actually, we got a question from Marcel. This goes back to the Liquid Avatar, kind of the core business, not the NFT, but it's very interesting. But it's very interesting. He's asking, many organizations are saying that people will have to prove they got vaccinated COVID for things like travel. Is your digital ID able to save, protect, share that confirmation as required?
So we've already kind of telegraphed a little bit about what we're doing, but in our phase 2 of the Liquid Avatar app is coming out in the next few days, as we said we would, and then phase 3 brings out our digital wallet with digital credentials. So we're hoping by that time that we can show some of these things. We're actively involved in the discussions with a number of governments, with a number of testing labs and vaccination programs about marrying digital identity with your COVID vaccine. I mean, today, I think it was in Edmonton, a person from Edmonton was charged at the Toronto International Airport with showing fake credentials. It's happened before. So our system of digital identity in conjunction with credentials, we can't say, unequivocally, but protects people in a place because everybody knows that everybody is who they say they are and they've got the vaccination credential.
Okay, it's an interesting comment. I think okay, so we got this guy saying NFTs seem like a cool idea, way ahead of their time. Actually, they're not ahead of it. This is
this is the time. If I can encourage everyone and anyone, get your toes in the water. It's same as when buying into a company. Get your toes in the water. Get going, because there have been so many people who, I mean, why are things valuable? Because we threw them away. Well, now it's going to be collectible. It's not going to be thrown away. So get in there when the items are limited and they're affordable.
Okay. Okay. Kipper is asking, could individuals or companies come to Oasis with memorable collectibles that have a story behind them, and in Liquid would be able to help create the NFT?
Absolutely. I mean, go to oasisdigitalstudios.com, click on the connect button or contact us button. Tell us what you've got. We'd be happy to chat with you. We're again fielding literally dozens of calls a day on this. This is really important. We think people who have memorable collections, need to see if they can create value out of them.
Okay. Kipper's asking. This is a very interesting point. You talked about, is there more than just a 30% agency fee, ongoing royalty, as there is a trader of it? In other words, he's asking, okay, when somebody resells that,
we get 30% of the artist cut on a residual basis. So we're creating annuities.
Oh, you're going to get 30% of the artist.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this NFT, let's say the John Lennon thing gets resold 8 times. The 8th time around, this could be 2 years from now.
We get
getting 30% of that.
No.
The artist share.
Of the artist share. So normally what happens is in a secondary transaction, the artist group receives about 10%. So we'll receive 30% or 3%. But you can imagine if things change hands quickly and often, those numbers add up pretty quickly. So it creates annuities for us.
Okay. No, that's actually a very interesting kind of tail effect where you can have major money. I mean, if you're dealing with, let's just say you have a business development team, they sign up, I don't know, let's say you sign up 1,000 different content creator, whatever it is, which is not a lot. 1,000 is nothing. I mean, there's let's say you sign up 1,000 of these people. I mean, just behind the shelves behind you, there's probably 100 different, content IP people, right? So you sign up 1,000 of these people. Look, realistically, 100 of them will actually be liquid. The rest, I don't know, who knows what happens. But those 100 will trade a lot. So 3 years from now, you could be getting a continuing annuity revenue stream. Every time those things are resold, you're going to be getting.
Absolutely.
And let's say an NFT sells for $100, which is like a mid-range thing. $100, you're going to be, and the artist gets $10. You're going to be getting $3 basically.
Yeah, I mean, Jack, our whole business model is based on utility. Liquid Avatar, I say this, but please, it's not a quote that I want to be known for, but we want to be the Google of identity. We want everybody to use our service as utility, not have to pay for it, just like when you type in something to the box. Well, we want to be able to do the same thing for NFTs. We want to help our artists and our talent create great opportunities that have residual value for themselves and ourselves.
Okay, let's wrap up. We're running out of time with two questions. That's it. That's it. Okay, I promise. All right. Rebel Ventures asking, can you help explain why one NFT is more valuable than another? Exclusivity?
Supply, demand, scarcity, right? It's a simple equation. If there's 100 million John Lennon fans and there's 300 photos, the numbers speak for themselves. If there's a million John Lennon photos, the numbers speak for themselves. It's all based on supply, demand, collectability, and I call something the pyramid of collectability. When you're creating either one of one a run of something? That means maybe 10 or 20 or 30 of something. And is it a series? Is there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? And there's different collectibility methodologies that you have to use that follow economic principles.
Okay, Marcel is asking a very good question. Are you involved in marketing of the NFT or whatever content, or is that the responsibility of the artist? Is that
as an agency, we're involved in supporting our creators through the beginning to end, cradle to grave. So we will support it. We will help them with their social media. Many of our creators have massive social media followings. You'll see more and more names coming out, and industries that we already have involvement in. So we'll be helping them all the way through, because let's be candid, the more they sell, the more we get. The better they do, the better we do. It's very symbiotic. It's and we will pick the right platforms for them to sell on.
Okay, so let's go back to the Liquid Avatar. You know, the kind
Sure.
of, if you want to call it the core business, but so the digital identity thing, the app, like what kind of, you've launched, like what kind of traction are you getting right now?
Well, we're very happy. It's still early days for us. We've hired a number of key people to help us with our app marketing, and it takes 6 to 8 weeks to bring them into fruition. So you're going to see a lot more marketing. I will say, without quoting numbers right now, I will say that we're in the target zone for acquisition. We're in the target zone for conversion, but we've only laid out the first fundamental piece of the application. And candidly, it's not a lot of fun. I mean, I will be candid. It's the foundational piece. You know, you look when you're building a house and you see the foundation in the ground. That's not the fun part. The fun part happens above the ground. So phase 2, which is coming out in the next few days, as I mentioned, brings out multiple avatars, a whole new swath of add-ons for the avatars, and personas. So you can now start assigning different avatars for different personas. Next month brings out our wallet, and the following month brings out our augmented reality platform. So by the end of May, the baseline app will all be in place, and we're seeing amazing opportunities for growth. We're extremely excited and pleased with what we've seen so far.
Okay, David, last question. Well, actually, I'm going to have 2 last questions. That's it. You know, one is, what else is in the news pipeline? What else can we expect in the next couple of weeks?
Wow. I can only answer wow, because it's been a challenge to try and figure out how to keep only down to 1, 2, 3 releases a week right now. There's so much coming at us. The news flow for us potentially, again, I have to say that caveat, is massive. So there's a lot of news. We've already got stuff in the pipeline that we expect to announce in the next few weeks that we find extremely exciting, whether they're our cup of tea, our genre or not. They're really exciting to our marketplace. Some really cool new technologies in the NFT market as well. So news pipeline, very, very robust.
Okay. Last question. This is the last question. Our usual favorite, in your opinion, David, right now, based on what's happening with Liquid Avatar, what would you say the top 3 reasons for investors to want to own the stock today?
Number 1, look at the NFT market. I mean, don't even have to look at Liquid Avatar. Just look at the NFT market. It's a massive play, and a massive opportunity. Look at who we've announced in the first couple of days. That's the second thing. Look at our trend in that. 3, we've got an amazing team of individuals, and I'm going to add a 4th. Liquid Avatar as a corporation, as a utility, as a fun, engaging utility, our addressable market is 100% of people online. So it's a big, big pie. If we grab a very, very small slice of that, it's still massive.
David, on that note, I want to thank you. We look forward to hearing more exciting news flow in the NFT space. I know could be an endless amount of news flow, because there's just so many different pieces of content, IP, etc. that you could IP, actually, no pun intended, IP, intellectual property, and your partner. Right. Imagine.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I want to just ask one other thing, or mention one other thing. Go to Liquid Avatar, or if you read our press release, join our mailing list, because we send out a weekly buzz to everybody. It's a lot of fun. It's all the things we're doing. And the other thing I would suggest is sign up for our information. I mean, you stay abreast of what we're not just talking about Liquid Avatar or NFTs. We're talking about the industry. So we're happy to get people engaged in following the news.
Fantastic. David, thank you. And we'll see you on the next live stream.
Thanks, Jack.